All right, blue-red Super Friends. So, various Sarkhan decks existed throughout last season. They kind of fell off at the end. We played some blue-red variations on stream. There were also some Jeskai ones that were pretty reasonable. The main new card we've gotten from the M20 in this is we've gained Mu Yanling Sky Dancer, which is a little bit of anti-aggro early. That also helps pump out more 4/4s, which is sweet. So we got lots of 4/4 flyers here. Got a couple copies of Unsummon in this blue-red configuration as a little bit of a tempo play, because our deck can be aggressive at times, so like sending a big creature back to the opponent's hand is somewhat reasonable. And I've got a pair of Drawn from Dreams in here, along with a pair of Search for Azcanta as a way to generate some card advantage in the mid-game, so we'll see how this ends up feeling. I wouldn't be too surprised if this ends up feeling a little bit too clunky, but I do want to try out a pair of it to start. So I got a couple Chandras at the top end too. She may or may not be okay. We'll see. 6 mana. 6 mana is a lot. She's a sweeper effect, which is nice though. So you have to have a way to clean up someone's board without having a dedicated sweeper. Sure. We get four Scrylands is an upgrade too from last time, just playing blue-red. Got a lot of cheap interaction here. Perfect. It's exactly what we wanted for Christmas. Opt. Spectral Sailor. Sure. This is basically Grixis control. Not really. I think this deck's probably closer to... maybe I should Lightning Strike there and save the shock for a more mana efficient turn later. It's not terrible. I think I'd rather this eat a Spell Pierce here. I think this is more comparable to Jeskai Friends from last season than something like Grixis. I saw Nox playing something similar to this. It was like mono blue with a Frilled Mystic and the 4/4 splash at the top end. So wouldn't be surprised they're playing something similar to that. Yeah, I don't know if shock for the Spell Pierce protection was good enough there. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, I don't have a third. That's awkward. Do I just do this now? I'm gonna do this. I have 2 of these. Real shame we didn't have a third blue there. Would have been able to Spell Pierce that and then uptick here and be in an incredible spot. Can't Spell Pierce a Frilled Mystic, which sucks. They have the Wolf here. We're probably just dead. I don't really have a clean answer to that.
Still have much to learn.
Yeah, I could have had the shock too if I just sequenced a little bit different. Would not be super surprised if we just get wolfed here, because they shocked in that land and then didn't have Frilled Mystic. Yeah, this looks like the list Nox was playing.
My search continues elsewhere.
Looks like the day of rough beats shall continue. This is probably too slow. This is probably fine because she can't be countered. Although she doesn't kill the wolf. This is probably slow. I definitely want my lava coils. This is probably enough. I mean, mono blue is great. Mono blue seems great. You think I want Fry? Are they playing Tempestion? Like, Fry doesn't kill the wolf. It's like, what do I want Fry to kill? Yeah, but like, the things that I really need to make sure my removal resolve on, like, aren't things like that. In. I think I want to try and curve out before that. Alright, in for extra Sarkhan. I guess maybe I'm not, because, like, search means I have to keep that again next turn, too. Maybe I do just want to dig to, like, a 2 or 3 mana spell. It's definitely mystery, Marty. I'm going to put a stop at my end step here, so when they flash something in, I can shock it before they untap. That can stay there. Let's just force them to play a counterspell here instead of deploying a threat. Well, I mean, their deck has a bunch of cheap creatures that can attack Teferi, and they also play cheap counterspells like Spell Pierce to keep Teferi off the table. Like, I actually think something like Mono Blue aggro is very good right now because of things like that. If they down tick here, this kills her, which is nice. Let's definitely just get this down now before they have this up. So they can shoot this here, but then I can plus this and attack her, which seems good. Hey, Sanu, thank you for the 32 months. Welcome back. So, like, now we're in a spot where, like, we know they have a Frilled Mystic and they're going to get to hold mana up, but I'm ahead on board, especially with this Mobilized District. Which leaves us in a pretty okay spot.
This is not. I'll be back, just like before.
I mean, a lot of the decks people are playing right now are, like, incredibly slow and clunky. So, like, playing a deck like what the opponent's playing seems like more than reasonable as a good way to punish that. Let's try and take this Vivian off the table here.
Is a new beginning.
They have Night Pack here. We're going to be in a little bit of trouble. So this only gets bigger when they cast spells on my turn. So let's go ahead and try and kill this now, because if they protect it, it doesn't get bigger. There's 5 cards in our bin now. So if we play the Shock this turn, we can flip Search Azcanta next turn, which would be nice. Don't want to flip it badly enough to just fire off the shock willy-nilly, though. I'm gonna leave this up as a blocker, I think.
They are coming.
We're just like not gonna play into this Frilled Mystic if we can avoid it. If we can keep fading, Wolf Pup will be in a pretty reasonable spot. I think I'm supposed to bin that to flip this over. Let's make a dragon.
Behold!
Yeah, shock's cheaper for later turns. Mana efficiency might be really important. Yeah, Ambusher's a strong card. We played it in Green-White Bow, and I played a little bit of Sultai Flash off-stream, and I've liked it in both of those. Alright, so before we go to the end of turn when they get a trigger, I'm going to activate Azcanta, because if I find a burn spell, we can point 2 burn spells at this Ambusher, which even if they counter one of them, they've then committed something to the board. They don't get a wolf. They're down to 3 cards in their hand here. So like if I can get the Frilled Mystic out of their hand with a burn spell now, ooh, that's really good. Can't be countered, you say?
Anyone who stands in my way is getting sizzled. Exploded.
Listen, Magic Arena gets more and more like Magic Online with every update. There's lots of bugs, so like spot checking to make sure Magic Arena is going to do what it's supposed to do there doesn't seem like the worst plan. Sweep for 3 and shock. Yeah, maybe that's better. Yeah, that's probably better, Marty. I wasn't thinking about that. Yeah, once they committed the thing to the board, that was better. I kind of autopiloted based on what they had done previously. Is Spell Pierce actually good here? Is it crazy to do this? Disdainful Stroke seems relatively okay. No, it's more than that, Waffle. Red 27, thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. He's actually got 900. There just isn't a badge between 500 and 900. There is a 1,000 sub gift badge. I think that's the last one. The 1,000 sub gift badge is the last one. Marty's one of the heroes of Hooglandia. That's why his face is on the banner. Just fine. Not amazing, but fine. He's one of the ones in the Knight's helmet. But on bottom that, I think we're just like looking for lava coils and things that are clean answers to their bigger dogs. A 3-mana Planeswalker also wouldn't be a terrible draw. I'm pretty sure I do. I'm pretty sure I know all the faces on the banner and Who's This Who. Unsummon's actually really good against her. Hopefully we draw our own 3-mana Planeswalker here. Rats. I'm gonna leave that there, because when they counter our Unsummon, I want a backup way to kill this 4/4. They could just go down here. Man, I don't know that that's really very greedy, right? Like, what do we really have that could punish that? Oh, the alt wins the game. Yeah, that's fair.
The sky is my domain. You have the subtlety of rocks.
So if this resolves,
Feel the heat of my flames. Come to me.
this gives us a way to pressure this, which is nice. If they have like a tricky dick, I guess they don't even need a tricky dick to attack this. They could plus here and then tap this, but I think that's fine. I can Lava Coil the Ambusher next turn and then attack Yanling for 2. Man, the fact that she goes up, loses flying, that's so good.
Come on.
That's so good.
Impossible.
I think we're dead here. I think her ult's gonna kill us. Because this doesn't even make headway against her, right? Like, she goes up 2 and then this attacks for 2. You're basically just treading water.
I'd respond better to kindness.
Yeah, I think we're just dead at this point. Maybe if their hand has, like, nothing in it, I can, like, draw an untapped land, go Chandra, down tick, shock this to finish it. And, like, pressure here. But, like, if their hand has, like, anything in it, we're in a bad spot here.
I'm Chandra, the Immolation Sensation.
The Immolation Sensation.
Check out these fireworks.
How does it let me trade her? The Yanling's at 8. Chandra comes in with 6. So that is not how that works. That's not how that works. Clunky slow deck loses to Frilled Mystic deck with Spell Pierces and other counter spells. With the 2. Well, I mean, they had a 3/3 in play. So the dragon doesn't have flying because of Yangling's plus, so the dragon gets blocked, so we don't get to trade that way either. That's also not a very good play. Yanling's plus strips flying from the thing that it takes to target, which is really good, super strong. What's the difference between tier 1 and tier 2 subs? Well, on the subscribers end, the difference is it costs more money. As far as what you get for those different things, I give people different bonuses for my deck queue based on what level they sub at. So tier 1 subs, in addition to getting to be a part of chat and join the subs Discord, you get to submit decks for $10 every month for standard if you'd like. Tier 2 subs get to bump a deck in the queue by 10 points every month when they resub. And tier 3 subs can either bump a deck by 40 points or submit a new deck every month when they resub. And all the details are written down on my website here. This bit.ly/Google link for short. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to go ahead and play a second Temple, hold Pierce. Or I can murder a Land War Elf. Always in the market to murder a Land War Elf. Hey, JPags, thanks for the very generous tier 2. If you have a deck in the queue you'd like to bump, just let me know. Happy to do that as a thank you for that this month. That's true. You do get better emotes when you sub at higher levels. Or better. You get some different ones. There's a golden pew at tier 3. I'm having fun too, Avatar. It's gonna be okay. Gotta take the good with the bad. I think I'm in for search. I can go tapped land, search, hold spell pierce next turn, curve into Sarkhan. I wouldn't be too surprised if this just eats a Spellbreaker attack here, but this eating a Spellbreaker attack means the Spellbreaker's a 3/3 and is worse against my Sarkhan Dragon. Immolation is it's interaction, like you saw there, killing their Land War Elves. It technically has synergy with Karn Stroke tokens, and you can throw Saheeli artifact tokens with it. I don't know. It seemed okay. I wanted to try a couple copies of it. That seems good for me. Our face is absorbing some damage here, but I'm gonna get to... Yeah, that's perfect. I'm gonna get to play a Sarkhan, play a 4/4. Hey, Courier. Thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. Welcome back. Trying to take a peek at the deck queue. Let me know if there's something already in there you'd like to bump up. Brutal. Alright, so open for another Lightning Strike here. Even Shock's not terrible, because I can Immolation to kill one of these plus a Shock.
There is no peace in defeat.
Alright, Mobilized District is not the worst draw. At the Podmom deck, definitely Courier. 10 out of 10. That's a Legion War boss, yep. Huh? Am I killing this? It's so mana inefficient to kill this turn. It's awkward that this is summoning sick. So I can't activate this, block something, and cast Lightning Strike because this just came into play this turn.
Some solutions must be built.
Dead do a lot.
Just call me Scroggy. Oh, you'll pay for that.
No, it can block, it just can't block and cast a spell. Oh, trample, right? Whatever. We're dead. It doesn't matter. that game. That game was ending in that result regardless. Bring in some more removal, bring in extra unsummon, bring in some Disdainful Strokes, trim this top end that's kind of just an expensive removal spell. I think Stroke seems fine. They definitely have some bigger monsters in their deck. Hey, Shemesh, thank you for the very generous tier 3 and for the 5th month. Welcome back. Be sure to, if you have a new deck you'd like to submit with your tier 3, you can do so using the form on my website. There's an option there to say that it's your tier 3 deck for the month. You can also take a peek at the deck because there's something already in there you'd like to bump up a whole heck of a lot. We can do that too. Just drop me a message, let me know what it is. And speaking of Vanafear, if the rock deck's a dumpster fire today too, we might power through and do Teamer Vanafear today too. That's another deck that's like sweet enough that I could play on. I could see playing on Thursday. Rock for standard would be cool. Sounds good. I'm happy to get that one added back in. We're definitely wrapping up with that today. Sure, that'll be the deck after this one. Then, depending on how it goes, I might slot in one more. Okay, this is my last stream segment to play standard before the fandom tournament. I need to submit a deck for that tomorrow morning. Huh? I think I'm actually gonna bottom that. So like these are coming into play tapped, but this isn't. So I can go like tap Sulfur Falls, Mobilized District, untap Narset. Seems fine. Perfect. I think if they play something here that's not Paradise Druid, I'm just gonna unsummon it. I don't, creepy. I'm leaning towards black green. I think I'm actually gonna take Disdainful Stroke here. Because if they play a Gruul Spellbreaker and kill Narset, I can go land, coil the Spellbreaker, and then hold up Disdainful Stroke so for a turn 4 play. Cindervines, that's annoying. Usually when I play tournaments, I like to play things that are off the beaten path a little bit. The standard format's made that a little bit hard to do because a lot of the decks that are off the beaten path aren't super competitive, but we'll make do. This is a play from home tournament that doesn't have an entry fee, so it's just like the freest of rolls. So might as well play something sweet. I'm gonna take the search. Maybe we get them to use this on it later. Hey, Tomsk, thanks for the 6 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Actually, I should probably just play this because they can't actually activate this next turn, right? Because it costs them 4. And I won't be able to activate this after I cast this. The vampire deck felt really bad when we played it today. After playing it for like an hour and a half or so or whatever, it felt like it was just a bad version of White Weenie. I actually played a lot of Standard back in the day, Phoenix Lands. Like, a lot of people know me from my time spent playing a lot of Modern on the SCG Tour, but I played a lot of Standard. Had a lot of success with Standard, in Standard as well. How was the Tiers deck? We didn't get to the Tiers deck today. We had a bunch of people play Cut the Lines, and I decided I wanted to play this more than the Tiers deck. They were similar point thresholds. So the Tears deck will stay in the queue for next time. Sure. This is a reason to use my Disdainful Stroke aggressively like I did.
I wish you could see your face while I'm beating you.
Yep. What was the set when I started? So, I started playing Magic casually with Odyssey, but I didn't start playing competitively until the release of New Phyrexia. Yep.
Few things are more calming than a raging thunderstorm.
Bow to the howling winds.
This gets to make a 4/4 next turn. That elemental token is beautiful. If they fire this up and crack at Yanling, we'll get to unsummon it, which is nice. Red Rover, let District come over. Drag him back. Love me some unsummon. No, it wasn't any particular mechanic that made me start playing competitively, so much as, I was just at a point in my life where I was able to finally dedicate more time to doing Magic stuff outside of casual stuff. I worked full-time through undergrad, so I never really had time to do much Magic outside of, like, one weekend a month, if that. So it was like full-time classes and then like 40 to 50 hours a week at work. So when I started grad school, I was no longer working full-time, which gave me a little bit more freedom to do things like competitive Magic. Because when I went to grad school, I was working as a TA, so that was kind of like built into the school.
I bow to no one.
Where did I work during undergrad? Yeah, I actually had a really fun job during undergrad. So, I put myself through school largely working as, and I think I'm going to leave that on top. It was kind of like, hey, look at distraction. I did a lot of live audio stuff during undergrad. So I worked at a small 400-seat theater doing like their lighting and audio. So that was a lot of fun. So it was a fun job, but I basically lived there a lot of the time. I remember like we'd work like concerts then on a Friday night, like be there till like 2 a.m. tearing down after the band was done, and then like wake up the next morning and be back by like 8 a.m. to like do a kid show in the morning. So this lets them kill my Planeswalker. I am gonna get to flip Azcanta this turn, but we're probably in trouble.
We will
Regret
rise
becoming
again.
involved.
Yanling not so good against their Planeswalkers here. And this is one of the troubles with like playing these colors, right? Like we don't have very clean answers to permanents like these. Alright, Shock. Or Lightning Strike I can leave there, right? Because I can Lightning Strike plus Shock to kill one of these 4/4s inside of combat, which is nice. And then do I want to play Yanling here? Or do I want to activate Azcanta? Because I can Lightning Strike, Shock, and then still have mana to activate Azcanta, so I think that's fine. Yeah, it's actually funny. The children's theater group that I worked for, I actually take my kids up to Chicago to see their shows now. On occasion, it's a lot of fun.
To the skies.
God. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's perfect. All right, so lightning strike you, shock you, unsummon you. I don't know that we're winning this game, or like at least we're not dead this turn, right? Ha 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 ha. Staying alive. Staying alive. Ha 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 ha. Staying alive. Do do do. I mean, this is a 5/5, and they have Mobilized District over here. Doesn't feel good, boss. Doesn't feel good. I have I have 2 copies of Fight with Fire in my deck that I can find here. The problem is that, like, the Cinder Vines is just, like, slowly killing me. This Cinder Vine's just gonna, like, 15 us this game. It's so brutal. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, let's try one more. But there might be a reason why we haven't seen these blue-red X Super Friends decks in a while. There might be a reason why they fell off the face of the earth, chat. I guess. What was the deck of... You know, honestly, I'm gonna have to go back and think about it. We've kinda... You know, I'm surprised we haven't dropped more than 500 ranks today. I feel like it's been hours since we've won a match. I guess that's not true. We won a match with Black Red Aristocrats, right? This is not frustrating to play against. I feel like people who are like focusing on Nissa being obnoxious, like there's just like Nissa is like a culmination of things. Oh, is this the Jeskai guy from earlier? Brad was in here earlier, my buddy, and he commented that he had played against someone in the percents this season, so there's at least 1,200 people in the percents. I'm like, I don't mind playing against the same person after a while again, right? It's just when you hit them 2 times in a row that it really sucks.
You've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, this is the 3rd time we've played this person in the last 2 hours. They're just like... Everybody's just giving up on Standard this season. Listen, if you've been struggling to hit the top 1,000 and you stomach this format, it's probably a good season to try and hit that. Probably much easier to do this season than some of the other previous seasons because of the volume of people playing. Yeah. Oh, let's grab another snack. America, let's eat. Yeah. Nope, need a spoon. Gosh, this mini fridge is like the best present my wife's ever gotten me. She's the greatest.
Keep an open mind.
That is a flippy dippy Greek yogurt. Alright, I think we're gonna go ahead and just plus him here, so that way Saheeli can smack down their Narset. Little walker on walker violence.
Innovation knows no bounds.
I have reached my limit.
I will return.
Just like for the record, and I've sorted this out, we mentioned this on stream and I've talked about it in YouTube comments too, because I think a lot of people just don't get it. I think mentioning Nissa, I think in my opinion, mentioning Nissa in the same vein as mentioning 3-mana Teferi shows a fundamental misunderstanding of why 3-mana Teferi is obnoxious and miserable. So 3-mana Teferi is not obnoxious and miserable because of its raw power level. It's obnoxious and miserable because of the gameplay patterns it creates. 3-mana Teferi and Wilderness Reclamation are fundamentally different than cards like 5-mana Teferi and Nissa, in my opinion, be the way they happen. So like 5-mana Teferi and 5-mana Nissa, these are just powerful top-end bombs that end the game fairly quickly or put the game out of reach fairly quickly. Whereas 3-mana Teferi and Wilderness Reclamation create fundamentally different gameplay patterns that like punish you for trying to do things that you'd normally want to be doing in Magic.
Let's slow this down. Hold that thought.
Yeah, I've also talked about that a lot. If you have a problem with Nissa, your problem's actually with Land War Elves, I think, a lot of the time. Oh, I could have shocked EOT. That's fair. I had in my mind that I was going to do this line. But yeah, maybe shocking EOT is a little bit more conservative. This also kills it, assuming they don't have creature removal, but this gets blown out by creature removal a little bit harder. So maybe shocking EOT is better. I think that's also super true. The decks that tend to play Nissa usually get hedged out of the format by things like Disdainful Stroke, but 3-mana Teferi makes playing things like Disdainful Stroke borderline stupid. I guess it's not something you want to be doing most of the time in this format. Hey, look, it's going to kill my 4/4 and draw a card. This card's kind of mediocre against this card. Kind of sucks. And obviously this is subjective, but like, one of the reasons why I think this card is so obnoxious is because I think if you asked a lot of people, hey, why do you like playing Magic? Like, what do you find fun about the game? I think a lot of them would tell you the thing that they find fun about the game is like playing at instant speed and like the interaction, and Teferi just takes away from that. Teferi like removes the access of Magic that most people find enjoyable. Although we found our Sarkhan and our Planeswalker stuck and theirs haven't, so we might be winning this game. I'm gonna blame the yogurt on that one. Hopefully they're just dead, but I totally forgot to up her.
If you haven't heard of me, then get ready to meet my flame.
Which, if they trade these here, that could end up being a big deal. So I'm kind of saving this shock
You're not being on fire.
because I would like to be able to shock this plus block with a 1/1 when it attacks eventually. That's unfortunate. Yeah, the fact that this is a turn behind is probably gonna lose me this game. Got sloppy.
Bow to the howling winds.
responsibility. I've got it.
Man, that's brutal. Yeah, when my kids aren't here, I leave the door open. It keeps it cooler in my office. We don't run the AC during the day when I'm the only one home, because it stays pretty cool in my basement. It's like 15 to 20 degrees cooler in my basement than it is upstairs.
We'll live to fight another day.
No, it's only 4 o'clock.
I battle for the forces of good.
Christy works till like 4:30 or so. Yeah, I'm planning to run late today. We had a bunch of cut the lines, and I want to play at least one more deck to try and iron down my deck for the weekend, or for Thursday. All right. Well, if I get to untap with this, we have a Sarkhan. I think I'm just cashing this in for a 4/4 and hoping for the best here. So otherwise, she's gonna die to this next turn. What's Thursday? Thursday, I'm playing in the Fandom Legends Standard Best of 3 tournament. So the next 2 days of arena content are going to be a little bit different than my normal donation decks. Tomorrow, I'm playing in the Twitch Rivals Draft Tournament, and then Thursday I'm playing in the Fandom Legends Standard Tournament.
Right on schedule. Time is much more malleable than people think.
Yeah, the fandom thing, the fandom event is 0 delay. The Twitch Rivals Tournament, I think, is a 60-second delay. I need to double check that before tomorrow, actually.
Magnificent!
That's unfortunate. They tucked my Karn, so I can't get Sarkhan.
Let's try this.
That was not the unsummon I wanted for Christmas. Yeah, looks like we're dead. All right. Negate, Fry, Chandra, Mask, and Shock seem pretty bad. Actually, Shock's probably better than Unsummon, because it finishes Planeswalkers off. Lightning Strike finishes Walkers off too. I don't think I want Disdainful Stroke. I think too many counter spells against the 3-mana Teferi deck is bad. You and me both, Ruin. I think GRN standard is probably my favorite Magic format I've ever played. And then RNA standard was fine. It had Reclamation around the edges, but it wasn't super popular. But just straight GRN standard was a pretty big treat. This is probably gonna be the last match with this one, and we'll roll on to Green Black Rock. This deck's been kind of middling. At least Rhino ended the game. Oh, Siegeman Rhinoceros. I spent way too much time. What's the word I'm searching for? I spent way too much time registering Savage Knuckleblade while Rhino was legal. Hey, Arum Vox, thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope your Tuesday is going well wherever you are in the world. GRN was just guild standard, so it was the 5-set standard format before Ravnica's Allegiance was added. Yeah, this is fine. I could probably pitch the steam vents back so we can go hold up Negate into cast Narset without dealing any damage to ourselves. And that's guaranteed to hit our fourth land for this. Dig through fish here. Just gonna jam into their stuff. I've got like a lot of like must counter cards, so eventually something will stick here, hopefully. Can't really play around veto anyways. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. Now the downside to this is me jamming a 3 into their negate basically means now they get a chance to stick their 3-mana planeswalker. It's a little bit medium to like now my negate is turned off. But I do get to resolve dig through fish, so that's nice.
Here we go.
And we hit the 5th land naturally, so this can grab 2 spells. Yes, it can grab the only 2 spells. This deck's been kind of a dumpster fire turn 1 Tibalt. So normally I'd tell you I could play Yangling holding up Negate next turn, but this jerk is sitting in play, so that's not an option. So we'll just like play our most expensive card into your counterspell. And then hopefully one of my other cards resolves later. Alright. Take a chance on me. That was my first time casting this card in the standard format. Seems okay. I don't know, like, a card like that's a hard sell, because, like, there's so many different things that generate so much card advantage in the standard format. But, like, I'm not sure that, like, a 4-mana sorcery speed way to generate card advantage that doesn't ever impact the board is something that's necessarily playable. They have, like, double decree here. Start by attacking here.
Matter of time. We begin. Behold.
The fish clearly has human lips. It does, doesn't it? It's a little creepy.
This isn't a fight you can win.
Yeah, I've got a couple of Azcantas in my deck too. There's like splitting the difference to see how the new card feels.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Welcome to the party, Teferi. I tell you to enjoy your stay, but nobody wants you to do that. I tell you to enjoy yourself, Teferi, but nobody wants you to. Can't you take a hint, Teferi?
Only time will tell. Not lose.
In just 15 short months, chat, Teferi will no longer be gracing us with his presence.
Quell your temper.
Quell your temper. Rude. Planeswalkers that get 1 for 1. Ew. Ew. I didn't attack with the dragon because they have Mobilized District over here. And I'd prefer to be able to have defense for this in the backswing. They're still at 22, so they're pretty high up there.
I have practiced against meditate and prepare.
What's going on, Thread Menace? I appreciate you.
All the dragons.
Want to hold up Spell Pierce rather than Jam Search here. If they want to like kill this, Spell Pierce prevents them from doing something over here probably. Yeah, it's fine. You have an Narset.
There are so many mysteries to uncover. Oh,
Please draw and cast a 5-mana Planeswalker. Prison Realm. Boo. Boo. Prison Realm. Are we not playing Prison Realm? That's so good for me. Yeah, we're gonna rock out after this one. And then I've got a dragon to kill their Narset, so we're not gonna waste a fry on her. No!
I have just the trick for this.
Huh?
I'd like to stay out of this, but I'll fight if I must.
My sequencing here is technically loose. I gave them a window to shock or lightning strike this, so should plus it immediately after you play it. It's just good play. I paused on whether or not I wanted to take the Yanling there because I could have taken the lightning strike to protect my planeswalkers from their Mobilized District. Hopefully they draw and play a 5-mana planeswalker here, and we spell pierce them off of it. Another Prison Realm, yep. Poor Yan. She's going to the Shadow Realm, chap. Go into the Shadow Realm. Probably dig through fish next turn. We get Dragon finish their Narset again. Oh, really? We're taking my Dragon. Okay. I guess I just trade Fry for this Narset activation then. I think that's fine for me. It's technically a 1-for-1 because they were gonna draw a card off of this anyways. And this gives me, unlocks my ability to draw extra cards. Should we find some way to do that? Do I have any ways that, actually draw extra cards in here? I actually might not.
Take to the sky, my friend.
Take to the sky, my friend. Yep. Alright. Lightning Strike, Chandra. Chandra emblem in the control mirror. That sounds exciting. That sounds exciting, chat? Who wants the Chandra emblem in the control mirror? Are we even Chandra embleming in the control mirror? Or am I? Oh, this is an elemental bird.
Magnificent.
Huh? If we bin whatever this is here, we get to It's been a real rough day, freak. The beats have not been on our side. I think we're killing this, attacking here.
I know who I am, and no one is telling me what to do.
I feel like the actor behind, and maybe it's just because I've been playing with little Chandra some more, but I feel like I can't take the Chandra voice lines out of Awakened Inferno seriously. They seem too childlike to me after hearing them come out of 3-mana Chandra and 4-mana Chandra.
Watch this.
I feel like she should be an angry old woman by the time she costs 6 mana. Jaya is just a grown-up version of Chandra though, right? Oh no. Oh no. They get to exile a Chandra, they get to attack a Yanling. I'm glad we have this Sarkhan. I'm glad we had this Sarkhan. Thanks, Locke, I appreciate that. I'm sure we've had some new people cycle through, by the way. If you haven't filled out Wizard Survey, it takes a long time. So if you have 20 minutes to spare, check out that survey. Make sure you put down yours truly in the section where they ask about content creators. We did not play tiers. They had too many people, cut too many things in. I know it's a good problem to have, but so tiers got pushed back. So I wanted to make sure I had time to get to Black Green Rock today to figure out if I want to play that on Thursday or not. If Black Green Rock ends up being a dumpster fire, I might do one more after it.
I can no longer stand by and watch.
Yeah, you can always find all of the upcoming decks that we're going to be playing in the deck queue on my website. All right, we're on the scoreboard. Just 20 more short minutes. We can be the victor of this match. Yanling's okay. She's pretty mediocre in this matchup, but I don't think I have anything better than her to bring in the sideboard. So, like, she's not great in the face of 3-mana Teferi, and, like, Mobilized District she can't give -2 power to. Listen, Magic the Gathering is a top 10 Twitch and esports brand. I doubt they would forget about one of their biggest streamers on Twitch, right? Come on now. They would make that claim and then forget about some of their biggest streamers, right? That would just be silly. Do 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 do. Yeah, I feel like we should start a pot for, like, when they finally announced how the MPL works next year. Do you think they even know yet? Do you think they even know yet how the MPL works yet next year? I bet they don't. I bet we don't know yet because they still don't know. Another running one could be like, is there going to be an MPL next year? Because it might be that we haven't heard an announcement yet because there just won't be an MPL next year. That could realistically be the answer.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint.
I mean, Kibler's great and makes awesome content, Nemesis, but, like, I don't think he would really qualify as, like, a professional Magic player or content producer anymore. Like, he's just like a generic content producer. If anything, his focus is definitely Hearthstone, right?
Bow to the howling winds.
And again, some Yanling's awkwardness in the face of Mobilized District here. Like, they can just play a land, fire this up, and smack her for 3.
I regret becoming involved.
That's actually true. Someone compared my viewer count to the top MPL streamer right now. The top MPL streamer right now has 4,000 people watching him. So, sorry, 3,400. It was 4,000 a little bit ago. Thank goodness I'll get to hold up this negate. Yeah, I agree. Kibler's awesome. He was fantastic on commentary. Him and Day 9 together was a total treat. Like, what I said wasn't intended to be a slight at Kibler. It was just, like, stating a fact, right?
Keep up the pace.
I just can't do anything, right? Just, like, all my cards suck because of this. Like, none of my token producers are playable. This just tucks in whatever I do. Chandra has to spend so much loyalty down ticking anywhere. Like maybe, I guess like maybe I like do this and like I draw a land and we like uptick and put 2 emblems on them and the emblems kill them.
I will fight for my friends. I'll make use of that later.
And also, for the record, because I'm an adult who can call out things that are great things, Wizards does make good decisions on occasion, chat. Having people with audiences from other large games like Day 9 and Kibler doing their commentary stuff, especially the players like that who have knowledge of Magic, like that's great. Like that's a fantastic part of the Mythic Championship that they've been doing. Anywho, this is, you know, you gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet, chat, and this deck just wasn't very good, and I don't think there's anything meaningful we can really do to play it. This card is probably just not gonna be good for as long as Teferi's in rotation with it, 3-mana Teferi, and guess what? This card and 3-mana Teferi rotate out of standard at the same time together, so this card's probably mostly doomed to, like, being a sideboard card for grindy matchups that don't involve Teferi. 3-mana Teferi is, like, where it's probably gonna shine. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see this as a sideboard card out of, like, mono blue aggro, because, like, this is a card that, like, can make a threat, but also, like, ultimate and win the game for them, so I wouldn't be surprised if it sees some play there, but as far as, like, main